Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. It is Miss V with Pick a Card Readings. I hope everyone is doing fantastic. First and foremost, I want to take time out to thank each and every one of you for clicking the bell, subscribing to my channel, clicking the like button, commenting. It is greatly appreciated. I'm coming forth today to do a pick a card reading on the full moon in Scorpio. We just entered this phase, I believe, on the 18th for some and the 19th for some, depending on where you are. And so, with that being said, this video will consist of what you need to release, what you need to know, as well as some advice. Okay. I've already premeditated with these cards and asked Spirit to provide the messages that they feel would be beneficial. And so with that being said, those are the cards. We have 4 sets today. Again, these are general messages, so they may and may not apply to everyone. Take the messages that resonate and leave what doesn't. Okay. If you feel as if none of these cards resonates with you, please feel free to check out the multiple videos that I do have as well. If you're interested in a more personal reading with me, you can always go to www.spiritualvibrations.org. The link is below, or you can email me at spiritualvibrations2018@gmail.com. Now, the timestamps will be below. So take your time and ask yourself, what are your messages for this full moon in Scorpio? Okay, we have cards 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so take your time. And with that being said, we are going to get started with this reading. Going to push these over to the side here. All right. So for those that selected 1, when it comes to this full moon in Scorpio, what is it that you need to release? What is it that you need to be aware of? And what is your advice? Okay. So we have surrender to setting limits. We have the water element, sensing. Makes a lot of sense because this is water energy. We have the energy of Scorpio. We also have resistance. You have the Black Panther, passion, follow your passion. And then you have life review. So for those that selected 1, when it comes to your messages for full moon in Scorpio, what is it that you need to release, know, and advise? When it comes to releasing, Spirit is wanting you to kind of surrender to setting limits, okay? So for those that selected 1, Spirit is wanting you to get to a place during this full moon that you learn how to set healthy boundaries, not only with yourself, but set boundaries with others at this time, okay? Pertaining to relationships of all kinds, family members, friends, partners, co-workers, okay? During this full moon, for those that selected 1, setting boundaries is demanding respect, okay? It prevents someone from taking your kindness from weakness. It empowers you to feel confident in the choices that you make. And so during this time, for those that selected 1, Spirit is wanting you guys to remember that no is a complete sentence, okay? And that there is a need for you to begin to set boundaries again, either with yourself or with others at this time, okay? And don't feel bad about it because, again, it's going to empower you. It's going to also that sense of respect, okay? Where, look, for an example, like, a person will constantly do something and you kind of just go with the flow. And it's like, during this full moon, it's time to put your foot down. Like, enough is enough. Like, no, I'm not going to keep giving you money every time you call. No, I'm not going to keep allowing you to do X, Y, and Z. So it's time for some to put their foot down and set their boundaries during this full moon in Scorpio, okay? The next message that came up, we have the water element, which is sensing. So for those who selected 1, the first messages that I'm hearing is that your sense of clairsentient abilities is going to be heightened during this time. If you are an empath, your abilities will also be very heightened. It is also acknowledging, for those that selected 1, to trust your intuition. Trust what it is that you feel. Okay. And again, for those that selected 1, the fact that we are doing full moon in Scorpio and you guys have the water element, this is a sense of your sensitivity being heightened. Okay. Also, for some that select one, you may be going through some emotions. Okay. Emotional roller coaster, whether it's sadness, anxiety, feeling anxious. Okay. But trust what it is that you feel. Trust your intuition. If something doesn't quite feel right, don't move forth. If something feels right, then move forth because your senses is very alerted at this time. I'm also hearing for those that selected one, you may experience a situation or situations where you're having a lot of dreams as well. Okay. Again, the veil right now during this time is very thin. So spirit communication is very possible and very highly for those that selected one as well. Okay. The next message we have is resistance. Okay. So spirit is wanting for those that selected one during this full moon in Scorpio to start familiarizing yourself with how resistance manifests for you. Okay. If you feel as if certain doors are kind of being closed on you, turn around, walk away because another one is getting ready to open. Okay. This is also a card of acknowledging procrastination. So this is not the time for procrastination for those that selected one. It's time to actually move forward because procrastination is actually another kind of fear. So again, Spirit is wanting you to move forward, but move forward with confidence and persistence, okay? That is very important. Push forth, persevere during this time, okay? For those that selected one, we have passion. Follow your passion. So again, things that you want to do, ideas that come up. Now is the time to move forth in action. Again, let go of the procrastination. Let go of the resistance because it's nothing but fear. It's time for you to move forth. I feel like for some that selected one, you've been either contemplating or moving forth in something that you truly want to do, or you've already moved forward, but now you may be at a place where you are contemplating on whether or not should you continue. And Spirit is saying, have the confidence, let go of the fear, and follow your passion during this time. Okay. Again, pay attention to your senses because I feel like for some, deep within, you know exactly this is your calling, this is your passion, whether it's a goal, a project, an idea. You know this, but there could be some obstacles that could be standing in your way. But again, don't allow them to. Persevere. Keep moving forward. Okay. Also, we have life review. So for those that selected one during this full moon in Scorpio, Spirit is wanting you to really take time to go within yourself. Take inventory of your life at this time. See what needs to change. See what needs to be healed. And anything in your life that is imbalanced at this time, then move forth with action to trying to get it into balance. Okay? This is a time for those that selected one, again, your sense. So this is your emotion, how you feel. So for many that selected this, you are going through this sense of an emotional imbalance, feeling mixed emotions about certain things, certain people, certain situations in your life. And because this emotion is quite heightened at this time, utilize this energy to really take time out to do a life review and see what's working for you. Set boundaries with yourself and with others at this time to kind of come out this sense of being imbalanced in certain relationships of all kinds. Okay? But don't give up. Have the confidence that you need to persevere. Okay? So those are the messages for those that selected one. Just making sure was there anything else I saw. Hope you enjoyed. Click the like button. Comment below. Moving on. For those that selected two, what are your messages for this full moon in Scorpio when it comes to what you need to release, your insight, and your advice? We have surrender your fear of change. You have Uranus, genius. You have patience. You guys have faith. You have the raccoon, resourcefulness. You have all the resources that you need. And last but not least, you guys have compassion. All right, so for those that selected two, when it comes to this full moon in Scorpio, what is it that you need to release? What is it, the insight that you have, and what is the guidance message or the advice that Spirit has for you during this time? So the first card that fell out for you is surrender your fear of change. Okay. Now, Spirit is reminding you that when it comes to something that you want to do, something that will take you out of your comfort zone, you are going to have this sense of fear because you're leaving something that was once comfortable to you and you're moving forth in an unknown territory. But Spirit is saying whatever that fear is for you, whether it is fear about your job, fear about your health, fear about your relationship, whatever it may be for you, Spirit is wanting you to release that and have faith. Have faith that things are going to work out. And it's so crazy because we actually have the faith card. So for those that selected too, you may have been experiencing this energy even before this full moon in Scorpio, where you are acknowledging some changes in your life and you're not sure where these changes are going to lead you. Have faith. That is the most important thing. Let go of the fear. Because at the end of the day, we always fear, but Spirit has a way of always providing for us. Now, the journey that we go through may be a little bit challenging, but at the end, we get what it is that we want. So Spirit is really wanting you to exercise your faith during this time. Trust and believe in the higher power. What seems impossible now is definitely possible for you, especially during this time. Okay? Say your affirmation, I have faith that all is well. If you have to say that to yourself multiple times a day when that fear begins to arrive in you or rise in you. Okay? Spirit is wanting you to know you will always be cared for. There's nothing for you to fear. Surrender to the changes that are occurring and trust and believe that all is going to work out in your favor. And I feel like for some, because we have the number 31 here, which would be a number 4, some may be experiencing changes in their home life, their job, their financial situation, or even aspects of their health right now. So Spirit is saying, have faith. All is going to be well. Okay? The next message we have is Uranus. We have Genius. So during this full moon, for those that selected too, this is a great time to pay attention to your thought process. You could be coming up with some great ideas at this time. You could be coming up with some creative solutions at this time. Okay? Ideas of what to do for the future, how to plan something. Okay? This energy right now for those that selected too is like you're using your mental capacity at this time to the fullest. So trust what it is that you feel and actually act on it. And if it's something that you want to create, something you want to manifest, then pay attention to those thoughts and see them through. Plant those seeds. Okay? But I definitely feel like for anyone that is working on something during this time and you selected two that is wanting to manifest something at this time, it's probably a genius idea. Or you put a lot of thought into it. And it's something that could be very beneficial to others as well in many different ways. So pay attention to the creative ideas that come to you during this time. Okay? Because it looked like for those that selected two would be doing a lot of critical thinking. For those that selected two as well, Spirit is saying during this time, have patience. Okay? If you are moving forth and you come up with a creative idea or you've been working on something creative and you're getting ready to manifest it, have patience because it's going to blossom. Okay? Have patience. When it comes to the changes that you're going through, okay? Again, it goes back to that 4. When it comes to this faith card, the 31, which talks about foundation, we have the red balloon here. So this is some base and root chakra energy here. Have patience, okay? It's important to, patience is very hard to have though. You know, it's something that you have to work on. So if it's something you've been trying to manifest, allow it to manifest because it's going to get there. Just kind of like a balloon, how you hold on to it and then you let it go and you have to see where it leads you. It's going to eventually get to where it is that you need to be. And I'm also hearing, even if this is not a situation for those who have not been trying to manifest anything and maybe you've been waiting on something to come through, Spirit is saying continue to have patience. So patience is going to be very important as well during this month. Also, Spirit just told me to look at the numerology. We have 36. That is number 9. So for some, whatever this may be, this could be a relationship, a job, where you're feeling like giving up. You feel as if you've done all you can do. You don't know what else to do about a situation. But when this card comes up, don't you dare give up yet. You believe in yourself, and you just have a little bit more patience, because 9 is close to completion. So whatever it is that you've been hoping for and you've put in all this hard work and effort for, it's coming. So now is not the time to give up. You've been patient this far. Continue to be patient, okay? Because it is coming. All right, so again, we spoke about the faith card. We have the raccoon resourcefulness. So for those that selected 2, you have all the resources you need. So do not get in a place of feeling as if you're backed up against the wall and you have no other choice. You do. Again, you a genius. You're a genius right now. So take time to really go within your thought process and try to figure out something, because there's resources here for you. Okay? Maybe there's some financial situations that some is going through at this time and they feel, wow, I don't have this. I don't know how I'm going to get this. Take your time. Go within your thoughts, because you are a genius at this time. You can come up with many creative solutions, but know that there are resources available to you. You have everything that you need. And maybe this is even not about financial situation. Maybe this is also about this change, fear of change. You know, I want to go back to school, but I don't know if I can do it. You have everything that you need. I don't like this job. I want to let go of it. I want something new, but I don't know if I should. You have everything that you need. Okay? So do not get in a place of feeling as if you are stuck and you don't have any options, because you do. You have all the resources. Take your time to really analyze your choices and let go of the fear. This is also a time for those that selected to show yourself a lot of compassion during this time, a lot of love, putting yourself priority, trying to soften your heart, and not only show love to yourself, but also show love to those around you. Don't allow the circumstances during this full moon, these changes that you're going through, to harden your heart, harden how you feel about yourself. Don't allow things that is not going as quickly as you like them to get you in a place of beating yourself up and thinking negative about yourself. Because again, you have all the resources that you need, but you also need to have faith. Love yourself enough to not allow circumstances to get you in a place of worry, doubt, and fear. Have faith and believe, because it's all going to work out for you. Okay? So those are your messages for those that selected 2. I hope you enjoy. Click the like button, comment below. Until next time. For those that selected 3, what are your full moon messages? What is it that you need to release? What is the insight today and the advice? We have surrender to your full power. We have Libra, I balance. We have wisdom. We have pleasure. You have the koala, empathy. Speak less, listen more. And last but not least, you have creative writing. So for those that selected 3, what are your messages for this full moon in Scorpio? The first message that came up is surrender to your full power. Okay? So for some that selected 3, Spirit is wanting you to get to a place of owning your inner confidence within yourself, owning your inner strength. Spirit is wanting you to get to a place where you are stepping to the forefront in your life. You are taking leadership during this time in your life. You're not standing in the sidelines, you're stepping forth. Spirit is calling you to exercise the full power that you have within. And for some, stop playing it small in areas in your life. Well, I'm going to stick to this job because it's a little bit secure. And you know that this job ain't really paying you what it is that you truly want, but you're just playing it safe. Spirit is saying, come out that energy. Surrender to your full power. Bring that lion energy out. Let that lion roar. Take leadership, authority in your life. So during this time, for those that selected 3, it's time for you to surrender to the power within. Sometimes you forget how much strength that you hold. But now is the time during this energy to portray that and let others hear you roar, so others can see the power that is within you. Okay? Don't play it small. Think big. You hold the capacity to gain what it is you think at this time. Okay? Now, the second message is Libra, I balance. So for those that selected 3, this is going to be the time where you try to bring balance in areas in your life, whether it's in your job situation, balancing your ways of thinking, your career, work, relationships, if I didn't say that. So it is acknowledging that it's time to bring things into balance, compromise, take a look in your life and see what's out of balance and figure out how can you bring that balance into a situation that is imbalanced at this time. Because balance for those that selected 3 is going to be very vital during this full moon in Scorpio. Okay. I'm also hearing like a lot of this balance has to do internally more so than externally. Okay. Bringing the balance with your emotions, your self-esteem in yourself, your confidence, your sense to persevere. Maybe lately those energies have been off. You haven't been feeling quite confident. May have not been having that self-esteem. May have not been having that willpower. And Spirit is saying bring it into balance. So balance is going to be important in all areas for those that selected 3. Okay. The next message we have is wisdom. So the first thing that I'm hearing for this card for those that selected 3, trust what it is that you feel inside. Trust your inner knowing. Trust your inner wisdom, your inner guidance, your heart during this full moon in Scorpio. I'm also hearing for some, this is a time of knowledge, learning all that you can possibly learn. Maybe during this time, this full moon in Scorpio, many people are tapping more into their spirituality. Maybe during this time, people are thinking about going back to school or taking up a new class to get a promotion. This is about learning and educating yourself as well. So again, this is a great time to expand your thought process, to go after the things that you want, but most importantly, trust that inner knowing. Because wisdom means that you have this, you may have been around multiple times in your life. So you may have been through a lot of things, a lot of obstacles, whether it's this life or your past life, that actually made you strong. Okay? So you have all the answers within. Trust that inner knowing. Trust that inner wisdom within yourself. And again, to reiterate this as well, for those who have been thinking about going back to school that selected 3, maybe now is the time. Taking up that class to get that promotion, to get that raise, or to get that initial behind your name, now is the time to do so. Okay? Because we have the number 22, which is the number 4. It's going to help you build that foundation and that stability for yourself. Also, if you're learning, diving more into spirituality, it's going to lay that foundation for you. So knowledge, learn, and read is very important, and trusting how you feel about people, situations, and circumstances. Also, you have pleasure. So for those that selected 3 during this full moon in Scorpio, Spirit is wanting you guys to get out and enjoy yourself. Do things that you love doing. Do things that make you happy. This is a time of maybe hanging out with some friends, going out to a movie, getting away on the weekend. Whatever it is for you that you enjoy doing, now is the time to do so. I'm also feeling like for those that selected 3, when you actually surrender to your full power and walk in your power and take on that leadership in areas in your life, you're going to feel a sense of freedom that's going to bring you that sense of pleasure. You're going to feel as if you've been set free. Because for some, you've been kind of holding back your power. And so when you surrender to the full power within yourself, you're going to feel the pleasures of happiness, joy, contentment, and sense of freedom. So this is a time for those that selected 3 to utilize this energy to do things that uplift you and raise your vibration. Okay? Do things that you enjoy doing. The next message we have is the koala empathy. Speak less and listen more. So for some that selected 3 during this full moon in Scorpio, this is a time for you to be observant. Sit back, watch, analyze. This is also a time to kind of go within. Because the less that you speak, the more you begin to listen to yourself. The more you begin to listen to others as well. Maybe it's some things where you haven't quite saw what it is that you need to see pertaining to certain people and situations because you was in the moment, and needing to kind of step back and do observation would allow you to see things for what they truly are. Okay. I'm also picking up a relationship here. There is possibly for some that selected 3 a need to bring some balance in a relationship where someone could constantly be the talker in a relationship. Someone could be very demanding, very dictative in the relationship, and they're not really taking time out to listen to what their spouse is saying to them. They're responding just to respond, but not to listen. And so for some that selected 3, it is a time to bring balance into your relationships. Have empathy. Listen to understand and not listen to speak. Okay. The next message, we have creative writing. So for some that selected 3, Spirit is saying again, speak less and listen more. And use that insight that you receive through observation, whether it's internally or externally. Create you a journal. Maybe it's time for you to start writing down your thoughts. Okay, because again, you're learning a lot. You're seeking knowledge. So this is a great time to get a journal. If you have one, begin to write. If you don't have one, it's a good time to purchase it. Start writing down your thoughts, writing down what it is that you feel. For some that selected 3, you're getting ready to move forth in some type of creative writing project. Maybe you're getting ready to write a book. Maybe you're working on writing a book. Maybe you're trying to write a lecture at this time. Maybe this is some paper that is due for class. Okay? It is acknowledging that at this time your sense of creativeness is there. So you can really express yourself a lot. Just take time to tune in and use your emotions to help you allow the writing if this is for something pertaining to school or learning. Okay? So with that being said, that completes the messages for those that selected 3. Click the like button. I hope you enjoyed. Love and light. Now for those that selected 4, what are your full moon in Scorpio messages? What is it that you need to release, your insight and your advice? We have surrender, obsessive thinking. We have the 11th house, friends. We have realization. We have the unexpected. We have the horse, freedom. You always have a choice. And last but not least, we have divine order. So these are the messages for those who selected 4 when it comes to the full moon in Scorpio. So when it comes to releasing, Spirit is wanting you to surrender to obsessive thinking. Now, again, these energies can be felt a week or 2 before the full moon come in. So for many that selected 4, you've already been in this energy where there is a particular situation that you're going through. There could be issues with a person where you're constantly thinking about it. Wake up thinking, at lunch thinking, at work thinking, coming home thinking. Like you're completely in your thoughts. You're obsessing. And it's okay to think about situations and think about, certain people and things that you're going through. But thinking and obsessive thinking controls you in many ways. It affects you physically, mentally, and emotionally. And so for those that selected 4, Spirit is saying surrender to obsessive thinking. Okay? Turn the situation over to Spirit at this time. Because doing so, by you turning over to Spirit, whatever worries or whatever fears that you have about whatever situation you've been thinking about, when you pray about it and let it go, it's going to bring you more clarity. Because right now, when you have an obsessive thinking, you're not getting nowhere. You still don't have answers to what it is you're thinking about. Because it's too much scrambled energies in your thought process. So when you actually let it go, you actually allow more clarity to come, and also maybe come up with some creative solutions to solve whatever problems that you've been thinking about. So try to surrender to obsessive thinking and letting go a little bit more so that clarity can come to you. Okay. Now for those that selected 4, we have the 11th house, friends. So with this being said, for many that selected 4, doing this full moon in Scorpio, this is going to be a time where you may find yourself being more around friends, spending more time, hanging out a little bit more. Okay. It can also be a time, I have to go to this card, It could also be a time where there could be blasts from the past coming back. Old high school friends, grammar school friends that you run into. Okay, someone is coming through during this full moon in Scorpio. Something unexpected, someone unexpected. Now, we got friends here, but I'm also hearing relationships as well. So this could be an ex-boyfriend, an ex-husband. Someone is coming back during this full moon in Scorpio. Okay, but again, I'm going to get off this card because there's more information with this, so I'll follow up shortly. But again, this is a time to be around friends, to also making new friends. Maybe you're going to get out and start socializing more during this full moon in Scorpio, and you're going to encounter a good friendship or someone that you can kind of grow with, like-minded energy. So friendship is important during this time, either being around them or finding like-minded souls as yourself. Okay. The next message we have is realization. So for those that selected for doing this full moon in Scorpio, truths will be revealed. You may come to some realizations about yourself. Things could be brought up to the forefront for you to be able to see in order for you to move forth in areas in your life. Truths could be revealed about people at this time so you can see people for what they truly are. Okay? Situations. There is like you are being able to see things from a different perspective. And this is a very good thing. Because sometimes we can go through life a little bit blinded. But for those that selected for during this full moon, that sense of blindedness or that sense of lack of clarity, a lack of perception would no longer be. You're going to start to realize some things. And as you're going through this realization process, though, it could put you in a place of having this obsessive thinking. Because you're starting to look at something totally different. Maybe it was something that you felt very comfortable in. Something that has been going on for a while that you didn't really see. And now you're starting to see this situation. And now you're constantly thinking about it. But know that the realizations is coming forth to clear your pathway. Even though it can seem chaotic or a little bit negative with realizations that come up. And these can also be positive realizations where something is brought to the forefront like, you know what? I need to buy that property that I've been constantly saying I was going to buy. I need to buy that home. I need to go ahead and build this website. I need to go ahead and start my own business. So realizations for those that selected for could be both. But know that they're coming up only for your highest good at this time. Okay? Now, again, we talked a little bit about the unexpected. There is some unexpected people, unexpected visitors coming up. But also for those that selected for, there is something unexpected coming. These are blessings, though. So this could be an increase of money, approval for a loan that you thought you wasn't going to get. Okay? Maybe I'm hearing this as well. Maybe a pregnancy. You've been trying for so long and it hasn't worked. And bow. One day you take this test during this full moon in Scorpio. And there you go, the unexpected. And if this is the case for many, I'm hearing, this is reincarnation. So it's a lot of reincarnated souls for those that that situation applied to that is coming back. And I'm also hearing this as well. When it comes to reincarnated souls, if you are someone that had experienced multiple losses, and during this full moon in Scorpio, you find that you're pregnant, one of the child or the child that you did have that did not come is coming back. Okay? That was powerful. The next message, we have the horse, freedom. Time to set yourself free. Time to let go of things that has been holding you back. It's time to charge forth. But it's also acknowledging you always have a choice. So for those that selected for, do not be in a place where your situations or the circumstances around you, you feel as if they have control over you. That is not the case. You have control over them. And know that you always have a choice. Okay? I'm also hearing like for some, you could be stuck in a situation where like relationship. You've been with this person for so long, but you're not happy. There's a sense of discontentment. You want to be set free, but you feel as if you don't have no other choice. You don't have no other options. You always have a choice. Please apply this message to any area in your life where you feel it fits, because there is a lot of messages that could come to this card, and it's early in the morning. I can't think of them. But for many, it's time to set yourself free from things that have been holding you back. Your self-limiting beliefs, your way of thinking, your perception, people, situation. You always have a choice. Okay? I'm also hearing this as well. Just because friends may come back into your life during this time, don't mean that you have to accept them. Remember, you always have a choice. Because just because friends show back, again, it's like for a reason or for a lesson. Or maybe even a season. But use your discernment. Okay? And just because they show back don't mean you have to allow them back into your life. And last but not least, we have divine order. So for those that selected 4, Spirit is wanting you to know everything right now in your life is exactly how it needs to be. It's a part of the plan. Maybe many are going to finally realize that. They've been constantly pushing. But during this full moon, they're going to realize, you know what? I'm exactly where I need to be. Things are where they should be right now. Let me learn how to have divine patience. Spirit is wanting you to look past the illusion and know that things are going in the way that they should at this time. Okay? So this is very important for those that selected 4. All this constant obsessive thinking about whatever the situation is going to balance itself out. So there's no need to constantly overthink and overanalyze something, because you're still not getting any results. You're not getting the clarity that you need or the answer to solve the problem. But just know that things are how it is supposed to be. Okay? I also feel like for some, when it comes to friends coming back, there could definitely be a reason. So again, use your discernment. Especially for the unexpected when it comes to babies' conception. Okay? So with that being said, I believe that completes. No, it doesn't. You have 3 in each card. So for those that selected 4, your ascended masters are around you. They are working with you. And for many, you may begin to see the numbers 333 a lot during this time. As I looked on the clock, it was 3733. So yeah, like you may see the number 333 a lot. But it's acknowledging your ascended masters are around you, and they are helping and working with you through whatever situation you're going through. And that's probably why this card came up as well. Everything is how it needs to be right now. Look past your thought process, the illusion of everything in my life just sucks. It may feel that way, but things are how it needs to be. Trust and have faith and know that all is going to be well. Okay? Because again, the unexpected can come. What seems difficult at this time, that could be something that's going to come in that's going to be a blessing to you. All right? So that completes it for those that selected 4. I hope you enjoy. Click the like button. Thanks for everyone for tuning in, listening, and subscribing. And until next time, love and light and blessings to you.